All right, so Maggie got the game winner against Troy to help the season win their eighth match of the season. I'll take you back to that goal and what it meant for you to get the game winner.
So obviously I'm a transfer. So I had tore my ACL about a year ago and was out for my senior year. To have this goal really means a lot to me. It made me feel that I finally got soccer back.
I was going to mention we'll get to your transfer into the program.
Mm.
Well, what about the team overall? So it's the eighth win, a conference victory. What's been about this team that's led to so much success this year?
I think it's chemistry. It really boils down to the chemistry on the team. The girls, we have a great group of girls and we like to play soccer together. And I think that's what really has made us win a lot of games.
Yeah, and you did have a setback in your last contest against South Alabama, but you finished with the second place in the Eastern Division.
Mm.
Just overall impressions of how you did during Sun Belt play this year.
So Ed had told us that this was actually the first time since I think 1999 since we finished this high. So it's obviously a great thing in itself. The loss on Sunday was not our best, and we know that, but we will definitely bounce back when tournament time comes. But overall, I think we had a really good season, especially with COVID, which was definitely very difficult. And not a lot of people knew what was happening behind the scenes and what we had to go through and all the procedures and precautions we took, which we were all very happy to take, but it definitely was a harder season.
What are those type of procedures or precautions that you would have to take that people would not be aware of?
So it's mask everywhere. We do not step inside of a building without one. We are always having one. The coaches always have one. We make sure that even at practice, when the coaches is talking to us, we are 6 feet apart. The minute we get back into the building, we are masked. We get temperature checked when we come in. COVID testing at least once or twice a week. And it's been hard too with team building. We're not able to do group things that could potentially help us on the field, but we've done the best we could.
And what about you? You mentioned you came in a transfer. Did you transfer in the spring semester or was it the fall semester?
Oh, actually, I'm a grad student here. I
Okay.
started my grad program back in August. I am going for my master's in public health. So I actually graduated from Appalachian State back in May. I tore my ACL there in August
Mhm.
and ended up having surgery back in September. So it was about 3 weeks later. Um, and thankfully, that, both ADs at App and Georgia State knew each other and felt that I needed my last shot. I wasn't able to get my senior year. I tore it. I think I only played 2 games. And I had to sit on the sidelines, which was very difficult for me. And I thought soccer was over, which, everyone seasons ends and career ends, but I thought mine was not done yet. So when I got into Georgia State, I contacted Ed and we went through all the, transfer rules because it is Sun Belt to Sun Belt. And I got written off and said that, Maggie's allowed to do this. And I'm very grateful for both ADs for helping me.
So when did you go get into practice with Georgia State? When did you report for training?
Same as everyone,
Right.
August. I think it was August. We got tested August 2nd, and we were back on the field by August 5th. So preseason was long. Preseason was very long.
And do you feel now physically, because it's been about a year now, do you physically feel that you're back to where you were or where you want to be at least at this stage?
ACLs are tricky. ACLs are very tricky. They happen a lot in women's sports, and people do different surgeries, different grafts. I feel like I am recovered fully. I don't feel the need that I need to step out of the sport yet. Obviously when the season's done, yes, but I have felt really good throughout this whole season.
And you mentioned public health. Are you doing anything with your graduate program in relation to everything that's going on in the world today?
So it's been interesting. We have had a lot of topics on COVID within my programs and within my classes because I am fully online. It's been interesting to hear, the public health side of things, and it's been really informative, and I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, and then going back onto the field now, you have one more match against UAB in the regular season, and then you head to the postseason. Where do you think the team is right now? Do you know you had that loss earlier on Sunday, but do you feel the team is still in good form and can make a run in the Sun Belt playoffs?
I think UAB is for us to get our confidence back. A win for us on Wednesday will be great for all of the girls, all of our confidence to go into next Wednesday um, with high confidence, high hopes. And I think that this team is able to win it all. We have great chemistry, like I said, and we want it.
I meant to ask this when you said when you transferred to Georgia State, was it, are you for Georgia native? Was that a factor? Were you familiar with the program? I know you played against Georgia State, but
Yeah.
did you know of Ed during the high school recruiting process, or did you
So,
did you
Ed,
cross paths in any way?
I'm originally from Johns Creek, have lived there my whole life, and then obviously went to Boone for 4 years. Ed did not start coaching until I think my sophomore year or the spring of my freshman year at App. So I actually did not know Ed. But obviously through playing Georgia State for years at App, I obviously knew who he was. And then I mean, the soccer world is small in Georgia. Everyone knows everyone. So I had a club coach that knew him very well that we got contact with. So that's how I became, got into contact with Ed.
And then lastly, you mentioned public health, and you're about to enter a field that's very affected by everything going on. What I meant to ask earlier is, have you done like any internships? Do you know people on the front line? And when you graduate, I don't know, when do you graduate? Is it the
Um,
fall or the?
it's a 2-year program, so I'll
Okay,
graduate May of 2022.
okay.
Um,
But what do you? What are your plans after that? Are you going to enter the medical field? Are you going to? What's the? And how has that been impacted by kind of everything that's going on?
so actually, when I graduated back in May from App, I was supposed to have an internship in a public health department in Mecklenburg,
Hmm?
which is Charlotte, and that obviously got canceled very last minute. So I had to do an online mock kind of class of to graduate with full, credits from App. So I have not unfortunately done an internship because of everything going on, but I think my plan after my 2 years is to graduate, have a lot of experience under my belt, and then hopefully get into a public health department either in Atlanta or the surrounding counties. But I'd love one day to work for the CDC.
Yeah, and okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. Why that organization?
So I am public health, but my concentration is epidemiology, which is the study of disease control. And, that is obviously a hot topic. And it's something that I've always been interested in. And the CDC just seems like the top dog in it. And I've always wanted to be a part of it.